What's up and welcome to the Good Old Gang podcast. I'm your host, Evan Miller, and today I'm joined by Aiden Quinn.
How we doing?
Doing good. Excited to talk about the boys with you and the Florida frat boy himself, Dylan Santiago.
I'm a boy.
Florida frat man, I should say. But in this case, for what we're talking about today, I'd say it's appropriate. Before we get into that, though, just a little bit of the rigmarole, You can get this show on youtube.com by searching Good Old Gang Podcasts, and we'll be right there for you. This is, of course, the Good Old Gang Podcast, the show where a handful of buds get together to talk about some of the things we love in the world of entertainment, including the latest in Star Wars, Marvel, and more. In this episode, we're going to begin discussing Season 3 of The Boys with Episode 4. Starting a little late with this one as well, but it's going to be a time and a half to talk about it, for sure, I bet. So let's see. I'm going to start with Aiden. What have you thought of the first 3 episodes of this season of The Boys leading into episode 4? What has this season done for you so far?
I mean, the season has done everything and more. I mean, they just continue to prove that they're the TV show out right now, especially comic book TV. It just, the gore, the writing on the show, the action sequences is just phenomenal. Billy Butcher is one of the best written characters, in my opinion, in all of comic book media. It's just, this show has done so much well. They've set up Homelander to be one of these top tier villains, and I'm here for it. And it's just been amazing. I mean, there's been some scenes, especially first 10 minutes of episode 1 and, the Ant-Man Thanos thing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and episode 3 with the Deep, that was a very almost emotional scene. I mean, that's what makes this show so good, the ability to do that with gory scenes. It's just phenomenal. I love it.
100% right there with you. Dylan, what do you think? What have you been thinking about this season so far?
Yeah, I mean, they really did add on the Butcher a lot more to his character. Can I swear on this?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
Go ahead.
are you talking about the scene where he fucks the octopus?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the eating, that whole eating sequence.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
That scene was mega uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend just encouraging him.
That was somehow one of the more disturbing scenes on the show.
Mm-hmm.
In general. But yeah, I mean, I like how they're sort of sending Butcher off the deep end where I could barely tell the difference between the way he treats his team and the way Homelander talks to the Seven. Obviously Homelander's a little bit worse, but Butcher's kind of being an asshole.
Yeah, there's a lot of parallels between the two, and I think that's what they're trying to set up for the end of this season.
Yeah, I 100% agree with. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say he's sort of stooping down to Homelander's level to try and beat him.
I 100% agree. I agree with both of you guys, especially with that scene at the end of episode 1 where they're talking together. I'm still honestly not sure whether that scene was real or not. I'm kind of 50-50 on it, to be honest, especially being that in episode 2, there was a similar sequence that was definitely not real. What did you, before we go any further, what did you guys think of that one scene at the end of episode 1 where they were talking together? Do you think that was real or imaginary in his head?
It's tough. It's really tough to say, because Homelander, you're talking about the Homelander and Butcher scene in his kitchen, right?
In his apartment. Mm-hmm.
I think it could be because Homelander's just got that way about him, where he just walks in wherever the hell he wants, and he'll just be threatening without actually doing anything. But I think just the grip that Homelander has on Butcher's head with Becca and Becca's son, it's just it's so easy to see that he could just be having delusions of Homelander, similar to how we see in Obi-Wan.
Totally. Not, but just with with them. Like they're both definitely going on. I mean, Homelander's been going on a downward spiral since like the very fucking beginning. But the way that they're both just equally pretty much unhinged this season is kind of crazy, and like it creates a very interesting dynamic, as you guys alluded to. They're like no better than each other pretty much in the way they treat others. Like it's kind of crazy. Like I don't think Butcher's gonna like break and go berserk anytime soon in the same way Homelander might by the end of the season. We'll see. Like I don't know. It depends on how much more V Butcher takes and like what the long-term effects of that shit is. And as well, I'm sure we'll get into that. But yeah, it's just fucking crazy what both of their characters are like this season. And I mean, I'm very interested to see where they go with it. But overall, this season of The Boys has just continued making this show for me one of, if not my favorite show of all time. I'm just going to go out and say it. Like when season 1 first came out, Amazon didn't know what they had yet. They released the whole season all at once for people to binge. I think I binged that shit twice in one weekend. The weekend it came out, I just fucking fell in love with it immediately. And like every season 2 and now season 3 has pushed it even further, and the show's become even better. Like this episode alone had my jaw on the floor almost the entire time, either be it from shock, disgust, or sometimes fucking both. It was just wild. And like the amount of episodes we can say that for is insane. Like no other show compares to this.
100%.
And like, yeah, it's
Like,
just, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I've never seen an episode of The Boys where like I was bored the whole way through, like
Yeah,
ever.
no.
They've
And they're
never
hour-long
missed.
episodes.
Yeah.
They fly by. And I think this is probably a top 3 favorite episode for me. I've only seen it once. I want to watch it at least one more time before episode 5 on Friday. But like this is one of the best episodes of the series, in my opinion. Like the way they push the envelope even more than they did in fucking episode 1 with that fucking dick sequence, bro. The fucking Ant-Man sequence. Dude, the amount of times I was just like screaming holy shit out of disgust or just surprise and shock. It was insane. This is a crazy ass show, and this is a crazy ass episode, but I fucking loved it. So yeah, that's just that's how I feel about the whole series. I want to get into now. I just want to get into this episode, this brilliant episode. Why don't we just start at the top?
Yeah.
This episode starts with a sequence. It looks like a show from the 70s where Soldier Boy, played by Jensen Ackles, who I'm very excited to see further in this season.
Oh yeah.
He's on this show in the 70s singing a song, and it cuts to with his family. And like after a certain point, you start to see how he is now. He's thinking about it because of course Soldier Boy is responsible for the death of his family. Very interesting plot point, which I'm sure we'll see fleshed out and expanded upon even further as the season goes along. What did you guys think of this opening sequence? They always find interesting ways to open this show, I've found, especially with this season. Every episode opens in a very interesting, albeit like parody of a way, where they like do their excellent satire that the show does so well. What did you guys think of this opening?
I think I honestly loved everything about Soldier Boy in the first 3.5 episodes. I just love how you can almost be attached to a character that the Boys universe perceives to be dead. You know this person's supposed to be dead, and you just fall in love with all these flashbacks, and you see how his character, how he was when he was alive, quote unquote. But it was just amazing. And like you said with MM and the whole dynamic with Soldier Boy, I love how they set that up. And I know that interaction between Soldier Boy and MM is going to be a very interesting one.
Totally. Dylan, what do you think about that?
No, yeah, going off of that, like the actor who plays did a really good job. Like when he first comes face to face with Soldier Boy, like you could just see like the absolute shock in his eyes, and he's just completely frozen. And like I want to see what happens now when he gets over that.
Totally. Well, I mean, like this is definitely jumping ahead, but I feel like it's worth it to just like talk about this.
Right.
I think we were all sort of expecting, like they revealed in the trailer, it looked like Soldier Boy was still alive. I think we were all expecting that he's this weapon that can possibly take down Homelander. But like the way he was revealed was just so brilliant. Why don't we just talk about that scene, skipping all the way to the end now? He just jumps out of that machine. He looks like he has no idea what's going on. Honestly, when he shot that shit out of his chest, like I wasn't sure if it was if he meant to do that or if it just happened, but like whatever that was, it was pretty powerful. And like he just leaves after that. He just fucking took out Kimiko, which was crazy to me. Like obviously that the way she seems to have lost her powers seems to hint that whatever Soldier Boy shot out of his chest has the ability to do that, to take away a Soup's power, which would obviously come in very great handy with Homelander. But just the way they handled that, this whole sequence was incredible. Just the way this episode ends on the cliffhanger where you don't know what's going to happen to Kimiko. You don't know if she's going to recover or not. And it just gets you speculating on whether or not what's going to happen with Soldier Boy now, whether he's going to decide on his own that Homelander needs to be taken down, that he's taken away the spotlight from him. We don't really know what his angle is going to be yet, but it's very, very interesting. What do you guys think about this?
I honestly, like you said, I loved the introduction of him. I felt a little bit of Captain America parallel when they
Ooh,
opened up the
I was thinking like
chamber.
Winter
Yeah.
Soldier, honestly.
Oh yeah, too. I mean, a little bit of both. At this, when he got like the hair gave me Winter Soldier. I just the body sequences, like the body shot. I was like, oh, Captain America at first.
Totally.
But yeah, it's just amazing to see him. And like I said, I don't know what I really didn't read up much of the comics of Soldier Boy. I know he's a huge character, and I don't know if that's like built up energy from all this time that it just came out of his chest, and that's what shot at Kimiko. I don't know, but it just shows, it goes to show the irony of they were all looking for the weapon that can kill Homelander, and it's the weapon that killed Soldier Boy. It's himself. It's the power he possesses can almost kill anyone. And I think they're gonna set up Soldier Boy to be a huge character this season. And like you said, I don't know the direction they'll hint, like they'll go with him. I don't know, like if he's gonna be. I don't think he'll be much of an ally to the boys. I think he'll be this own like anti-hero thing that's just gonna antagonize Homelander himself. But I really hope to see a really good fight between Homelander and Soldier Boy, because you can see the parallels between them with Soldier Boy at his time, the personality he possessed, this ego that he's better than everyone else. And now he's entering an era where there's someone that's practically feels the same way, that believes he's this only man in the sky, this being that can be better than anyone. And now that showdown is going to be nuts.
Yeah,
and I can't wait for it.
The personalities clashing, like they're both just extremely cocky sons of bitches. They're just gonna they're either gonna work together, which I could see them pulling the rug under us like that and having the two of them team up. I could see the relationship being pretty dark. Either that or they're gonna cancel themselves out. They're gonna kill each other. But
both of them can't pull females. Both have this.
That's facts. Yeah.
Both have the same way.
Do we think he has the same mommy issues?
It's possible.
Oh no, bro! I don't want no more of that.
I mean, we still haven't gotten that one scene in the trailer where he's fucking milking the cow, the fucking freak. But like,
I forgot about that.
He's just, as we said before, he's unhinged as fuck.
Yeah.
Dylan, did you want to say anything about the Soldier Boy sequence here, the Soldier Boy reveal?
Honestly, I'm more curious about what they're gonna do with Kamiko. Because like if she survives that, it'd be really cool. Like I feel like they're setting up where she's sort of trying to tell everyone and feels that her powers are more of like a curse. And now it looks like she might have just lost them because of Soldier Boy. And then she'll probably come to like appreciate them more. Hopefully.
I mean, how fucked up and dark would it be if like after she and Frenchie, they were getting ready to leave, Like, how fucked up would it be if like she just fucking dies like right now?
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like they were
That
hinting
too.
at, but Kimiko is like, I feel like they're really doing something big with her this season. I feel like they're finally giving her a little bit more of a spotlight. This whole idea of her, they've always set up the idea of her
Right,
reliving her
right.
childhood, but also this idea, like I love the sequence with all the girls and how she
Oh,
felt that
dude.
her killing
Mm-hmm.
her killing the guys is that this idea of she felt like she was going to free him because she was in a similar situation, but you can just see the fear in their eyes when she looked at them, and it just goes to show like the hatred she has for her powers, and it's just ironic that that same episode she loses them.
Let's just take a second to talk about this fucking sequence that you just mentioned, Aiden,
Yeah,
with the girls and the Russian guys,
the
please.
Russian, yeah.
Yeah, but before we do, I just want to like say about Karen Fukuhara, who plays Kimiko. She's doing absolutely phenomenal this season. She's always been great. Like as you said, like they're clearly like giving her a big arc this season, and she's just
Yeah.
killing it. Her performance is fantastic. Like the range of raw emotions that she's able to give
Yeah.
without any spoken dialogue really is just it's one of the best performances I've seen.
To play a role
One of the best
you
performances on the show
is
for
like
sure.
insane.
Yeah.
Like without saying a word, but like
She's
like
a
you said,
whole
it's
ass
just
character.
it's just emotion, and that's
Yeah,
what makes
without-
an actor's performance so brilliant. They're able to do that, and it's like you can just tell how good of an actor she doesn't need to say anything. You can just see all the struggles she's going through.
Totally. Now speaking on this specific sequence, now let's just go down the line and recap the specific names of these fucking dildos and vibrators that were expertly used as lethal weapons in this sequence. There was I don't know if you guys noticed these names. There was Homelander's Star Spangled Banner. There was
I caught that one.
You call that one?
I caught that one.
Oh yeah. There was the Deep's Flounder Pounder.
I did not catch that one.
Fits the bill with him.
Okay.
Fits the bill. And Black Noir's it's probably the best one. Black Noir's Silent Screamer.
Oh, that's a great one. That's great.
It's great. I wish there were more because that shit was just that shit was genius. But dude, this is one of those holy shit, jaw-dropping, disgusting moments I was talking about. Like I knew these were gonna be used for something. I know something was gonna happen, but like I didn't expect like that fucking shit to like go through his fucking face.
Yeah.
Her to fucking impale him like that. Dude, that shit was like on another level, like even crazier than episode 1 almost. Just like how detailed and like gory that shit was. Like it was wild. It just like the way that I was a mix. I was like laughing my ass off during the sequence, and I was also just like fucking ready to fucking vomit. And that's what this show does so well, as we've said.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it was just a wildly creative sequence that only this show can deliver.
Mhm.
And just like the way it ends with the one girl shooting her in the head, like I like that was pretty clever. I thought it reminded us, because like I honestly almost forgot that she had the healing ability.
I forgot she could heal.
Yeah.
I thought she was
Yeah.
dead for sure.
That was just like, in my opinion, a great like plot element to remind the audience of that, to then like get their expectations up for her to like be a-okay at the end of the episode, only to like pull the rug from you like that. It was
Right,
just
yeah.
the writing in this
Yeah.
show, in just like simple elements like that, is just spectacular and some of the best.
Yeah.
Now we'll just go on to let's just talk about Homelander now, I guess. Homelander this episode, probably the most like I feel like I'm thinking this more every episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
he-
same thing. It's like,
Yeah.
how many times can you say unhinged? Because it's just
yeah.
you just see
He-
more.
it just
You just see
keeps
different
on-
ways of him being unhinged.
Serious.
Yeah. It's been
Seriously,
escalating
like,
since episode 1.
yeah,
Like
and
they
the way-
consistently top his level of unhingement.
and the way episode 3 ended with like the fucking terrifying reveal of him setting up thing
Oh,
between him and
oh my
Starlight.
God.
Dude, fucking
Yeah.
disgusting and terrifying at the same time. Like they played that so well this episode too, as we'll talk about getting towards the end with what they do with Homelander this episode. But the episode starts with like him just sneaking up on Huey and Starlight having a conversation, and like that shit was like just extremely intense. Just I thought he was gonna break Huey's other arm, to be honest with you guys. Like, I don't know if I don't know what you guys thought was gonna happen in that sequence, but like he just knows Anthony Starr, like he is the best performer in the show, like by
Oh,
far.
dude, 100%.
He's made Homelander one of the greatest villains of all time in any entertainment medium.
I think he's he's like a top 5 casting of all time. Like people never, at least I've never heard of his name before this show. I think it's just like you see all over the internet now, all these fan casts for Reverse Flash. Like it's just his name, like his performance is insane.
Yeah.
Totally.
The way
Totally.
he like just makes Homelander, he's just a complete narcissist. Like the way
Yeah,
he can
like-
just flip that switch like that.
Exactly. And like he just expertly makes you hate him, but also like find a way to like emphasize with him at the same time, like
Yeah, this whole
because he's-
isolation thing. Because
Exactly.
he's so much powerful like than everyone else. It's like you just almost feels isolation from everyone
Ex-
else, and that's what makes him do the things he does.
exactly. Like it's just such an A+ performance. It's insane. Like I just like I just want to see him go berserk just to see how Anthony Starr would handle that. I feel like it'd be incredible, but also
Yeah.
like I don't want them to like just up and do that, because like I want them to spend like 7 more seasons building up to that, because like once that happens, I feel like the show is that much closer to ending, and I just never want the show to end. And I don't want them to kill him off either, because I feel like if they kill him
Yeah.
off, eventually like they basically don't have a show without him.
Yeah, I feel like you look for every scene with Homelander when you watch an episode. Like, of course, seeing the boys is great. I love seeing Butcher, but like, having those sequences with Homelander just make the show that much better. And I don't know how this show would do without him.
Seriously.
He's one of those
100%.
characters that is just irreplaceable.
100%. And he had an absolutely killer line this episode that came back later with Ashley, the assistant, when he's like fucking talking to her. He just asks
Oh,
her,
right.
bro, is your idiot brain getting fucked by stupid? That's like an all-time line. I feel like that's an
Yeah.
all-time burn, honestly. And like I like how they bring that back. I like how
Of course it's
they
Ashley.
use
Of course
yeah
it's
yeah
Ashley.
they're setting her up this season though. They're setting her up to like have a big moment. I feel like they're giving her a pretty
been
good
an
arc.
NPC the past 2 seasons, and now like I feel like now she's actually getting something. She was just the most hateable character. Like the only
Deadass.
thing you saw her for is just her walking in saying, "Oh, Homelander, you just killed someone. You're up 16 points."
She's
That's all you
definitely
see.
yeah. It's just she's annoying as fuck, but like I'm excited to see what they're doing with her. Like
Yeah.
Dylan, what have you thought of Ashley's character this whole time in the show?
She's spooky, bro.
Deadass, dude. You put it perfectly there.
Like, I mean, I love how, like, obviously she's now trying to, like, go up in her position of power by copying Homelander's thing. Like, even how Homelander sort of just asserts himself as even more of an asshole by being, like, making people answer his rhetorical questions and, like, say it out loud. Like, the way she's doing the same thing and just literally copying out of his playbook now.
Yeah.
Totally.
Great.
And like they're definitely, I feel like they're building her up to probably, and this might have even, did this happen this episode when Edgar, when Giancarlo Esposito, he got exposed? Did she take his position, or are they still building up to that? Because I think that's where
she
that's going.
Did, and Homelander just said, "You're gonna say all the things, like you're just gonna like pretty much say whatever I say." She'll be the
Right,
head,
okay.
but like, Homelander's still going to be the voice. But the only
Right,
difference
right.
was Stan didn't have that level of like fear. That I think is the big thing. Like with the sequence up and on at the roof at Vought with Stan and Homelander, it was just amazing. Which I feel like we need to talk about Stan and we need to
Oh,
talk
dude,
about
yeah.
Victoria.
We will for sure. That's exactly
Yes,
where I was
that's
taking us next. But
yeah.
like before we do, I just have one more question to ask you guys about Ashley. Do we think she's going to be bald by the end of the season? I'm saying yes.
You think so?
What do you mean by that?
What do you think I mean by that, Dylan? I feel like she loses like 10 clumps of hair every episode.
Yeah. That'd be funny as hell if they did
That
that.
would be funny as hell, bro. Oh man, I'm almost looking forward to it, but I feel like it's also just going to be fucking a weird scene, bro.
Yeah,
Weird scene.
100%.
But like, yeah, like I said though, they're clearly building up for her to have her own moment this season. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it, whatever it is. It should probably be fucking hilarious. But yeah, now going to talk about Edgar and Victoria. Let's first talk about the beginning of the episode where Edgar goes to see Victoria and he brings on the plot to expose Homelander, which of course he pulls the rug under Edgar and Victoria exposes him instead of Homelander to try to protect her daughter. I thought this was very interesting. I didn't see this coming. I don't know. Did you guys see this coming?
Not at all. I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I saw it. I know Victoria is always seemed like this off character, but I'm not gonna act like I really thought she had this love for Stan that she wouldn't do that. I really thought she was gonna go out for Homelander.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was.
I mean, I've been thinking this season so far that like they were building up to like her trying to like kill him herself. But like they even addressed that this episode, saying that like there's no way she can, basically.
Yeah,
Then again, she didn't try, but
Mhm.
Homelander could have just been saying that to try to just dissuade her from trying it, because she knows that if she does and it fails, he'd just fucking kill her
Mhm.
or her daughter. But like it's just wild. I'm very interested to see what more happens with those two characters this season, how
Yeah.
that escalates.
Yeah, I didn't see her betraying Stan like at all. But the more like afterwards, it made a lot more sense because she cares about Stan, but she cares about her daughter more,
Yeah.
which is why she gave her the compound V, which is a little bit. I don't know if I would have done that.
I mean, like I see why she did it, but like
I see
honestly,
why,
in that
but-
scene, no, go ahead. Yeah,
No, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, that just in that scene, I thought that like Homelander might have like fucking tampered with the V or something, poisoned it to like kill her
Ooh.
daughter, to like try to get back at Stan, try to get back at Edgar, because like how that scene, I forget if it was like intercut with their conversation or if it just happens after, but like Edgar just roasts the shit out of Homelander. He puts him in his place. He said he's nothing more than
Yeah.
bad product. And like Homelander just lets him storm out of the room. I was either expecting in that moment before Stan exits the room, I was expecting Homelander to do like a dash, just fucking rip his heart out or something, kill him. Or in the next scene, I was expecting we'd see Zoe, I think that's the name of her daughter, Victoria's daughter, die. Which I thought was happening because of all the pain and how gruesome that sequence was of her getting injected with the V, how her fucking like bones were like cracking in every which way, it sounded like. But like, nah, it was just wild. Like, and I just didn't see it coming, where he just didn't do anything after Stan said that to him, because I'm grateful for that, because I love Giancarlo Esposito in this role. He does it so well, but I feel like he's not making it out of this season alive. Honestly, what do you guys think?
No, I don't think he's making it out at all. I don't
think he
know
is,
how
too.
he's dying, but I don't think he will. I
Bro, that's
think with
Gus for me.
Homelander, it's just I think he has this like level, like no, I'm not gonna say it's a high level of respect. I'm gonna say it's some sort of level of respect for people who just don't fear him. And the people I'm talking about referring to is Butcher and Stan. And that's hence like, the whole sparing idea. I mean, say the conversation between Butcher and Homelander was real. Butcher just, basically said, you can kill me if you want. Go laser me, I don't care. This, this idea that Butcher hates him, has no respect for him and doesn't fear him at all, I think almost Homelander respects him. Maybe he feels like there's some like level of connection to each other, which I think they're setting up.
I feel that. The only difference I feel is that I think if it weren't for Butcher like knowing where Ryan is and Homelander not, I feel like he would have killed Butcher in a heartbeat. But
Yeah,
Stan,
that's
like
definitely true.
he's got him out of his position and everything. Like he could kill him. There was nothing stopping him.
Yeah.
But still Stan's alive. And he's just got there's just something different. He's just got that big dick energy where he's controlled Homelander the whole time.
It's got the Gustavo
And-
Fring energy.
Yeah, yeah.
Badass, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if like we just see Homelander just like elevate the Gustavo Fring death, like he just like rips fucking Edgar in half, bro. Like vertigo.
You know, I thought it was actually kind of funny. The Black Noir scene.
Yeah.
I swear there was a half burnt face.
Are you talking about last episode?
Yeah,
The flashback?
The flashback. I felt like that was a little bit of a Easter egg. I don't know. I felt like
I
it to me with
Oh,
Gus being there, like what? Sorry, Giancarlo Stan being there.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like a little bit of an Easter egg. Like that. When I saw it, I first thought, "Oh my God, face off!" You know.
My mind did flash to that too, especially since I just
Yeah.
saw that in Breaking Bad very recently. So, but yeah, that was just speaking on that for a second. That was Black Noir in that flashback was interesting all in itself. I kind of wish that like just speaking on Black Noir for a second, I feel like they're underutilizing his character this season so far. Like he hasn't really done much at all. Like that scene he had in this episode where he was drawing whatever the fuck he was drawing, that was funny, but like he hasn't really done much else. Same with Maeve. Like Maeve, of course, gave Butcher the V and everything, but like she hasn't really done much either. I'm sure like they're gonna give her something more to do that's substantial eventually this season, especially maybe with Soldier Boy coming in the picture. But like, I don't know, that's one of the things that I've been low-key disappointed about this season, that those two characters haven't really had their time to shine yet, you know?
I think Maeve's
definitely. Yeah.
Maeve's definitely gonna get her chance. You
think so?
She's 100%. She's in there training every day to throw hands with Homelander. I can't wait for like I always sort of envision a scene where they all get together and it's gonna be everyone versus Homelander and he's just gonna like go through half of them.
Just gotta pick which half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Bro,
I can 100% see this season ending and like him trying to kill Huey and Huey just teleporting out of the way and Maeve coming in to just smack the shit out of him.
fucking Huey teleporting and fucking just losing all of his fucking clothes, bro.
Yeah.
I thought he went invisible for a second because I thought that was like how the invisibility shit worked. But I guess like if you teleport, the same shit happens. You just lose your clothes.
I thought at first it was speed for a second, and
Yeah.
it made me think for a sec like how
like he
you know
would fight
Butcher
A-Train.
the similarities to Homelander with the the laser eyes, and I thought with Huey with the speed it would have made so much sense because A-Train with his girlfriend, but
Yeah.
it wound up being teleporting. So I was gonna that would have debunked my theory on V20 the V24
Right.
whatever.
Right.
I feel like that would have been almost cooler.
It would have been cool to see.
Yeah.
I agree.
If it had
totally.
it had some psychological aspect to it.
Totally. I feel like I don't know, because like was that the only thing Huey had? Was it just the teleportation ability, or did he have
I
something
think he had
else
the
too? I
super
forget.
strength too.
He could
He
he could have
punched
like
all
multiple
through that,
shit.
Yeah,
We still
maybe
don't know
see
what he
more.
has.
Maybe we'll see more. I mean, he's
Yeah.
loving it. I loved
Yeah.
how they showed him sitting like head out the window, looking at his wrist while
Yeah,
they're trying to save Kimiko's life.
Yeah,
it
which
just
kind of
goes to show.
exactly.
almost proves like Butcher's whole belief on there's no such thing as a good suit because like they're both getting addicted to the
Mhm.
Yeah.
power.
They're both
Butcher's-
just going
yeah,
on.
Butcher is going down a dark path with
Yeah.
the powers.
I mean, then again, though, like he says it's like a punishment for him, but like I don't buy that. I feel like he fucking likes it and he just doesn't.
Oh, he's
want it.
100%.
Like obviously you
making
didn't.
excuses.
Yeah, he did. He obviously you just didn't want Huey to take it, which I just have just something on that. Like that's the only thing in this episode that I wasn't enamored by. Like I feel like they could have built up to that just a little bit better. Like I feel like the only reason they gave as to why Huey took it was because he was tired of just getting bullied in front of Starlight. I feel like they could have just given his character a better reason than that. Like he could have been thinking about Robin and just like all of the shit he's dealt with, not just like with Starlight. And the scene at the beginning of the episode with like her and how Homelander was just like bullying him in front of her and shit. Because like, I don't know, like I feel like he just wouldn't corrupt that easily, Huey, just based on that alone, you know? Like I feel like that kind of goes. I just feel like they kind of went a little bit against his character, how they set him up so far in the show. Like I liked
feel
it.
Like
Go ahead.
I feel like if they did like maybe, because I think the whole setup with Homelander and Starlight being together, you know, for TV purposes was good for like it showed Huey's character and like how he's like, all right, we got to get this shit done, like whatever it takes, just like Starlight said. And I think if they like you said, if they set up like a little bit like Huey having these like flashbacks to that moment, you know, when he like maybe he saw it on TV or just Starlight telling him like, and, you know, this hatred for Homelander and this hatred that it has to be this way. And then we saw the sequence of him taking, you know, the V-24 would have been great. But yeah, like you said,
Totally.
it just felt like something was just, it felt like they just plugged it in and it was like, oh yeah, Huey has powers. It's, you know, we're not really going to talk about it much.
Yeah, and I just like I don't buy that he doesn't give a shit about Kimiko like dying in the back seat right now, you know?
Yeah,
Like
that's, I mean,
he's
that
just like
could
looking
be
at his arm.
I
Like he could
was-
just be high.
that.
Yeah,
from
I
it,
was
but,
kind of
like-
thinking the complete opposite. Like I felt when he was talking about how Homelander was sort of reminding him about all the bullies, I kind of felt like that was an excuse. Like he just wanted to see what superpowers were like.
Yeah.
I
really
agree
hope-
with
I
you.
really
was
hope
high
MM
off the
doesn't
power.
turn. That's my guy. That's
Oh,
MM
I-
better not turn.
I can't see that happening.
Wait, better not turn who?
MM using the
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I just
MV.
don't. Yeah, I want him to stay natural.
Yeah, I feel like that would definitely be a bit of a disservice to his character, especially like
Yeah.
just
Oh,
what his
100%.
beliefs are and
They've-
everything.
yeah,
Like they can't do that
exactly.
to his character.
Frenchie,
Unless,
it's like
it's for a really good reason. Unless they go after his daughter or some shit and he has
Yeah.
to.
Frenchie,
like-
if it's to protect Himiko, like I get it.
Yeah.
MM, like you said, it's under like the only circumstance like Homelander or something or Soldier Boy like attacks his daughter or something, I would be all for him doing it. But you know, just a story they're setting up for him, I don't see it, you know, benefiting his character at all.
Totally. He's
Butcher, it's different. It's
Yeah.
you know, I feel like him having the powers is it's adding another layer to his character, and you can
Totally,
really
like,
see the
and-
anger getting to him.
exactly. And Butcher said it himself with MM. He's the glue that holds the group together. Like, and that glue is basically already gone. But like, if MM takes the V, I feel like that just like makes it permanent. You know, like there's no
Yeah.
coming back from that.
Exactly. The boys would just become the soups.
Yeah, yeah.
Half the
Which would be a
universe.
very interesting
Yeah.
dynamic.
It would be interesting.
But yeah, whether or not they build up to that, who knows?
I
Whether
don't know.
no matter what they do, they're gonna do it well. But like, I'm just a little bit
Yeah.
concerned after seeing this with Huey. I hope they do that some more justice next episode, which I'm sure.
I hope
they
Huey
will.
is a one time, like he takes it once and that's it.
Oh no,
because
he's
Huey's
hooked on that shit. You can
I
tell.
know.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah, I know,
100%
yeah, he's
addicted.
hooked on it.
He's
It's
taking
just-
it again, which
Huey's
is sad to
character
see.
is so Huey's character is so well. I know it sucks to say, like, but his character is so well when it shows like his vulnerability. You know,
Yeah.
this whole
Mhm.
this hopelessness he always feels. And now with I guess, you know, with the powers, it's gonna make himself feel a lot stronger. But
And
I
you
don't
could
know.
tell that like they did that well, showing that with like the metaphor of him like immediately losing his cast, like when he took the V, like he's
Mm.
just like he
Yeah.
feels stronger than he ever has in his life, and he digs the feeling even though it's bad for him, you
mhm.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like that was like the only thing that I was a little iffy on this episode. Going back now, speaking on all the stuff of Homelander and the soups on that side of everything, just like the coup that Starlight was building with what's his name, the sound, do you guys remember his name?
Timberlake.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake looking ass,
Yeah.
you know, that guy, whatever his name is. the coup they were building with was Maeve in on that? I forget. I know they asked A Train.
Maeve-
We know how that turned out.
Maeve
We'll talk
Maeve
about
was
that.
really
in.
in it. She was
Oh,
in, but
she-
she was out. She was kind of like doing it her own thing, training.
Yeah.
She was gonna be there, but like she wasn't gonna be there during the plans. You know, the whole thing was with
Mhm.
A Train, who we thought would be in it, but turns out to be, the snitch. Which
Right.
do we really think? Do you guys think that A Train actually snitched, or do you think Homelander
No,
actually overreacted?
100%.
You think?
No,
right?
it was A Train totally.
You think
and we'll
so,
talk.
right? The whole
We're gonna talk about
validation.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't know.
just-
It was a reach, but it was, it's something Homelander would do.
but like we've seen A Train's whole thing this season, and by the way, it's Supersonic, the Justin
Supersonic,
Timberlake
yes.
head ass. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
But like
Yeah,
the
rest in
A Train's
peace.
whole thing this season has been he's like feeling like he's washed up, like he's feeling like he's days away from getting kicked out of the 7. He's gonna do anything to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like Homelander's been picking on him and kicking the shit out of him while he's down,
Yeah.
like just like through his words and shit.
Even Ashley.
He's gonna do anything to get
Yeah.
back on his good side.
Ashley's
Ashley
getting
too.
some good. Yeah, Ashley just has no respect for him.
They're out here talking
Yeah.
shit on the fastest man alive being fat, bro. What is that?
That's bro.
Homelander is hilarious.
That
Every
shit
time he
is so-
says something to A Train about what he's eating.
I was, yeah, and like I was like really getting ready to fucking like A Train this season. Like they were setting him up to be a very
Yeah.
sympathetic and a very sympathetic character. Like I felt what he was going through, like
I
but,
would have
like,
liked some Huey and A Train interactions towards the end of the season.
totally. I think we're gonna
But
get
yeah,
that too.
I think we'll get him, but they're bringing A Train back to the whole. He's so desperate
Yeah.
to be in the
it looks
7
like
that
he
he'll
might
do
be.
whatever.
he's
it
just
takes.
so
He'll
desperate
just,
to like
yeah,
look good that he
exactly.
makes a fucking terrible commercial that was, of course, the satire of was it Kendall Jenner's Pepsi fucking commercial?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That scene was just hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. And it's an example of the satire that the show just like kills it with every
Yeah.
single time they do it.
Shout out to Eric Kripke. He's the writer on the show.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
writer and the creator of the show. Yeah, I
He's,
think,
yeah,
the
like,
head guy, the showrunner.
Brilliant guy. He just does it all.
Oh yeah. Oh man, it's just like it's just so expertly done. Like it's absolutely incredible. Like
It is.
people
There's
should just
so
be
many-
watching. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there's so many plot points that like it almost shouldn't work. Like the amount of side plots that's going on. But he just ties them together so well.
Mhm.
Totally. And
And not
honestly,
many
people
true
should-
characters get sidelined, surprisingly.
No, yeah.
100%.
And they're
Yeah.
all like major plot points too.
I mean, obviously there's like Maeve this season, but like with
Right.
just bouncing off like just seeing Stranger Things a couple weeks ago, they can't. It's a great show and great writing, but every season there's a group of characters that get sidelined big time.
Oh yeah. That don't
and
tie
and
tie
it doesn't and it doesn't feel the same way in the boys. Sometimes characters will get less screen time, but still it just feels like every character is going through a big arc.
Totally. And the characters that aren't getting much time to shine this season, like we said with Maeve and oh my god, why am I blanking on his name right now? All of a
Black
sudden,
Noir.
Black Noir, yeah, they're gonna get their time to shine, 100%.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
Almond Joy. Almond Joy.
yeah,
Black
yeah.
Noir.
They even like I don't know if you guys saw Diabolical, but like in the final episode of that was confirmed to be canon. They were like setting up an interesting dynamic between Homelander and Black Noir possibly this season that we haven't really seen yet, but I hope we do because that shit was interesting in that episode of that show.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like kind of wrapping up, I guess the coup arc of this episode with A Train just fucking selling them out to try to get back on top, which was really disappointing to see. I wasn't expecting that to happen, and I especially was not expecting Supersonic to go out the way he did this soon in this season. Like I was shocked. What about you guys? What did you think of this?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just so unexpected. The fly up. I just, I didn't know what Homelander was planning, but you always know he has something planned. It's just the way his character works, and as soon as they got up there and I saw that, it freaked me out.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he's so evil to this point where I wasn't even really surprised by that. I was like, oh yeah, that seems like some shit he would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Like we should have expected it, but like also like they've just been building up Supersonic's character to like kind of play a big role. Like I was expecting him probably not to make it out alive, especially if he was like team Starlight the whole
Oh
time.
yeah,
But
not
like
at all.
I
But
wasn't expecting him to go
I
out this
wasn't.
soon. Like
Yeah, this soon.
I
I was expecting like a season finale, like honorable death. Not something that they
Right,
would all
right.
grieve over, but it was like
No,
a
yeah, but
beginning
he would at
sequence.
least stand up to Homelander to some
Yeah,
degree. But he got the off-screen death.
yeah, the poor off-screen death.
totally. And like I didn't know what they were building up his character to be in the first 3 episodes. I didn't know if they were well by the end of episode 3, you kind of get the picture, or even at the beginning of this episode. But like I kind of thought they were going to build him up to be like kind of a scumbag, like trying to come in between
Yeah, I thought
Huey and
that's what I thought
Starlight.
he was. As soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, this is going to be like this is going to be a hindrance in their relationship. And it would be interesting to see how they would overcome it, but we won't see it because guy got killed. But yeah, I thought that's what they were setting up.
Yeah, it's and I was just as I was starting to come around on this character, like kind of liking him. Like
Yeah,
once again, we've said it a few times during this episode, but like they just expertly pull the rug out from under you in a way that like is the
Mhm.
most shocking. It's crazy.
yeah. You can try to predict as many plot twists you can in an episode. You're never gonna get them all right. There's always gonna be
No.
something that some character does that just pulls. Like I had no idea. The Soldier Boy thing was relatively predictable. That based on the trailers and everything, you knew it was coming within the next few episodes. But the whole sequence when he gets out and shoots the energy or whatever out at Kimiko, that was unexpected, and that's something you'll never be able to predict the show. And I think that kind of actually, I don't know if you want to, we'll obviously talk about it, but like like the whole like build up to episode 6, this whole hero gasm thing. A lot of people
Oh,
are
is that
talking
confirmed
about.
for episode 6?
Yes, I believe it's episode 6.
Jesus, I don't even want to think about what that's gonna be like.
That's dude.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna blow episode 1 out of the water.
Oh
That's for
yeah, no,
sure.
100%. It's probably the most like ridiculous stuff they're pulling out of the comics. Like I didn't even want to read up on it because I don't even know if I'm ready for it.
Yeah. Dylan, I know you've been watching this with your dad the same as me. I've been
Yeah,
watching it with my dad. Like I'm probably gonna watch
I-
that episode on my
I
own.
put
At
my
least-
dad
at least
on
first.
during season 2, and then the new shit came out that they're doing Hero Gasm, and I was like, that's gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be an interesting watch.
Probably one you watch alone.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
probably come up with an excuse to watch that.
I'm
episode alone, for
yeah.
sure.
I'm glad you let me know that it was episode 6 now.
Yeah, I had no
I'm gonna
idea.
find a way out of that one.
Yeah, episode 5 is supposed to be a musical of some sort.
Oh
I don't
shit!
know
Yeah, they
really.
showed that
Yes.
in the trailer with Kimiko. Kimiko's probably in like a
I
coma.
yeah,
or something.
it's gonna be a coma or something, and they're gonna show, and which is great because I love her character. I don't even
Yeah.
I wouldn't even
And-
mind if they gave her 30 minutes of just straight like just seeing her, go
Totally.
through, what's going on in her head.
They've been building that up. They built that up in episode 1 too, with seeing that girl playing the piano at
Yeah,
the before the Ant-Man scene. Like,
no, yeah, she
Like,
deserves it.
yeah, they're
She
doing
deserves
incredible
this
stuff
whole
for
Yeah.
the
film.
character.
Yeah,
That's probably gonna be the
they've been
most
setting her up.
character development we get because she'll probably be singing and then we
Yeah.
get, like actual dialogue from her.
That's actually interesting. I wonder if she'll be verbal in the dream.
I hope so.
in the
I think so
obviously
too.
so.
Yeah,
the mind. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see that.
it's gonna be heartbreaking though if she dies at the end of the episode.
No,
If they
they
like give
can't.
her whole own episode, I could see it happening. I
I
don't want
can. Yeah.
it-
I won't go to say that she's like this Homelander level type of character, but still, she's a very lovable character, and nobody
Yeah.
wants to see her go this early. And it feels early because I mean, what are there? 7 episodes of this season? 7 or 8?
eight.
8. We're almost we've approached the halfway point. It's
Yep.
crazy to think about.
Totally.
It's
I mean,
coming,
like-
everything's leading up to the season finale. It's going to be nuts.
Yeah. I mean, like, they're doing something big with her character, that's for sure. Whether whether it's her making it out alive and living to go against Soldier Boy and / or Homelander this season, we'll see. But because like she's basically their biggest weapon without
Yeah.
like Butcher and Huey being pumped up on the V. But like if they lose her, they'll have no other choice. Number one, and number two, it would just be fucking
Yeah.
heartbreaking. Like I'd fucking like cry if she fucking dies. Like I love her character.
Yeah, I would hate if they
It would be
killed
heartbreaking
her
shit.
off just so they can, set up Butcher and Huey, being on the V for the rest of the season. I wouldn't want that to be the reason,
Yeah,
but I would hate that they would set it up that way.
me too. Me too. Dylan, do you have any thoughts on that? Any other thoughts?
I mean, I hope she doesn't die, but I could 100% see her dying. And then I always kind of imagined when they would go up against Homelander, it would be sort of like a revolution in the Seven where it would be like all the Seven members versus him. But it looks like they might be setting it up where the boys might all, I mean, like they might give MM powers, and like you said, if he had to defend his daughter, where like everyone will get their own situation where they get the temp V, and then they might have the boys versus the Seven. Now that like A-Train is on his side 100% in the Deep too.
Well, yeah, we know Deep and A-Train are going to be sucking Homelander off no matter what.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
it does. Yeah.
The Deep is a character that's honestly, I
Man,
think
fuck the
He
Deep.
pissed me off this episode. Like
Yeah.
I felt for him the first 3 episodes of this season,
Yeah,
but
he
like
ruined
he
it.
pissed me off this episode.
I mean, I hate him, but I hate
his wife.
the wife is even worse, man. She's just this.
Yeah.
He's just this puppet. He's just become
Yeah.
this puppet that he's went through this whole arc in season 2
Yeah,
where he
to
was
not
finding
become a
himself,
puppet.
and then he comes back, wants to join the Seven, and you just see his
Not
wife.
that he deserves it or anything.
Yeah.
He's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, he is. Exactly.
They all are, but like he's a scumbag.
And you just see him, and I think honestly, the octopus scene, as much as I felt for him, it's deserving. He's done some bad things.
Yeah.
It's deserving, and it sucks that you get to see his wife just pulling the strings and making him be something that he isn't.
Yeah. I feel like it's almost like too late for them to like try to redeem him any further
No,
than they already
yeah,
have.
he's
Like,
irredeemable.
I just want him to like just fucking
I honestly thought that, I thought that's what they were going for in
Yeah.
season 2. I thought they were going to put him through this whole arc where
Same
he
here.
actually becomes a little bit better, but with season 3 coming in, it's he's not coming back. He's going to stay with his wife and just trying to stay in the Seven, just like A-Train. They're
Yeah.
going through similar arcs.
Oh
this
yeah,
whole
just
idea.
they,
They're
they
just
have last
so
season
desperate.
too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole
They were in
redemption
the same
thing.
fucking cult.
And
for a
then they'll
minute.
do whatever it takes to be on Homelander's lap in the Seven,
Totally.
even if it means dying to one of the boys, which hopefully I would like to see.
I would like to see that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah.
if
can
Huey
100
kills A-Train, I mean, it'd be pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, that would
That's
be
what-
cool.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking
Starlight
when-
kills the Deep.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be that would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they'll kill them off both in the same season, but I don't
Definitely
know how much. I don't know how much longer you can keep their story going.
Yeah. Totally.
Especially because they've gotten a decent amount of spotlight in the past 2 seasons. It's not like
Uh-huh.
they were really sidelined for that long. Like Maeve is a character, it'd be different where like if she was sidelined for a season, then she came back for the next season. She was a huge part. But they've been pretty equal in screen time throughout the seasons.
Totally. I agree. They're definitely building up to something with both of them as I think they've been doing that since last season for sure.
Mhm.
But then again, also like if there's one thing this show has taught me, like as the fucking ancient one says, bro, from Doctor Strange, forget everything you think you know. Like
Mm.
time after time after time, like I go into an episode of this show thinking I know what's gonna happen.
And you don't.
Boom. Like it's the
Yep.
complete opposite. It's fucking fantastic. But like I'm just like shocked
Yeah.
every single episode. Like
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where like I'm just like gonna stop going into episodes with expectations. But then again, if you do like if they like mess with it as much as they do and like the fun ways they do, like it's just brilliant no matter which way you go about it.
I just have my expectations are coming too. I know this at, like whenever I go into an episode, I know it's going to be very entertaining. I try to give myself no expectations for the plot because you're not going to get it right. And so I
Yeah,
just set my expectations to just it's going to be fun.
I'm
Totally.
always trying to predict the plot, and it just never works out.
No.
It's never going to. I'm gonna keep on trying, but they're always
Yeah, you
giving.
can always have predictions.
Yeah, they're always giving someone character development and then killing them off, like Timothy.
Oh yeah.
I thought the Deep was gonna have. Yeah, I thought he was gonna have an affair with Timothy.
Bro,
I
Or
like
off his character right away.
I would almost consider that more of a affair. It was like a psychological or verbal affair.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
fucking that octopus. He wasn't
Yeah,
fucking his wife.
yeah, he was not. Yeah, he was not into his wife at all.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh man, it makes you think back to the dolphin scene in season 1, bro. Was it season 1?
Yeah, season 1.
Crazy shit, crazy shit. Speaking of animals, though, I have one last shout out I want to do before we wrap this up. But before I give that shout out, do you guys have anything else that you wanted to talk about that we didn't get to in this episode?
No, I think we really covered it all. I mean, the only character we really didn't talk about is Frenchie, but Frenchie's a
True.
great character.
Yeah.
I feel like they could do a little better with this character. I'm always feeling like I want something more, but I don't know.
I think we're gonna see that with what's happening with Kimiko.
I think we will with I think
Yeah.
that he will. You'll see this, frustration and sorrow coming from him because how much he cares about her. But I don't. Nonetheless, there wasn't really much this episode to talk and the previous episodes to talk about Frenchie.
Yeah, I'd say that his side arc has been his side plot has been the weakest one for sure. Yeah, it's been the slowest in the last, especially the last episode. I didn't really
it's just
care
been
about what he was
revolving
doing.
around his past.
Yeah,
and
and I feel like we've seen enough of that, honestly.
Of him working it, in one way or other, he's always basically being bitched. It's either by Butcher or the Russian lady, forgot her name. But that's what they set up, but it's definitely a weaker story compared to the rest of the crew.
Hope he
Totally.
never meets Ashley, bro.
Hope he never meets Ashley.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like that could be interesting. Maybe he'll pull out the rest of her hair. Who knows?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's either that or the rest of the episodes will do that for us. So.
I could see Homelander scalping her for sure.
just out of fucking boredom.
Yeah, just lasering off her scalp, bro. Yeah. He's been putting her through the ringer. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's why she's fucking losing the hair.
Yeah.
She's fucking Homelander, man. He just can't fucking just be. He's just always fucking doing something wrong.
For real. Dylan, anything else that you wanted to say about this episode that we didn't get to?
No, I feel like we covered everything.
All right. Well, in that case, final shout out I just wanted to give was stole the show this episode, in my opinion. Jamie the fucking hamster, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That moment was probably close to taking the spot of the dildo sequence for the most like holy shit, like just sequence in this episode. Like it was absolutely fantastic. I hope he comes back somehow. I hope he becomes Butcher's fucking pet or something,
Yeah.
because that was genius. That was genius.
Yeah, it caught me off guard. Like, no surprise that it caught everyone off guard, but they set it up perfectly. I love
the weapon they were talking about.
It's possible, honestly.
It could be.
I definitely want to see how it relates to Soldier Boy, unless they explain that in this episode somehow.
I don't know if in next episode they're gonna, like with the whole musical idea with Kimiko. I don't know if next episode is gonna be, but we're gonna be where it is.
Probably
We're definitely
Herogasm.
we're going to see a flashback of Soldier Boy being captured and how it happened. Because he didn't go down that easy. We know that.
No.
Oh yeah. Totally.
It's it takes something. Like I know the whole irony is that like Soldier Boy basically can kill himself. That's the power he possesses, but still he had to be captured one way or another.
Totally. I mean, regardless of what they do, I'm Just excited to see it.
I'm here
Like
for it.
the rest of this season is going to be absolutely fantastic. I am sure.
Yeah.
This is a genius show. It's just brilliant.
Genius
Anyway.
writing, it's just everything.
Seriously. Anyway, if you think this show is as genius as we do, let us know in the comments below. And join us again next week when we talk about episode 5, season 3 of The Boys. Very exciting stuff. Going to be joined by these guys again. But until next time, we'll see you then.
See ya.